Well, hello, and welcome to volume 168 of My Prostate is Trying to Kill Me. I'm Mark Graves, just a regular guy fighting prostate cancer, and I'm glad to have you along for the ride. I apologize. It's been, I think, over a week since I've made a video, and I just wanted to let you know what's been going on. Sorry, I'm fatigued, a little bit out of breath. All right, so going back to last Monday, I think I may have recorded my last video with you, and I had gone to, that would have been a week after chemotherapy started, and I went to see my chemotherapy doctor, and the side effects were getting to be a bit much. So he decided that what we would do is we would lower the chemotherapy down by 10% and see if we couldn't find a way to lessen the effect of the side effects. So then the next day was Tuesday, and I went to see my urologist, and I really wasn't feeling good, and I hadn't been feeling good all week. I think we talked about that in the videos, just in general, not feeling well. And so on Tuesday, I went in the morning, and I got my tube changed out for my suprapubic catheter, and I also got my 6-month Lupron shot, and was not feeling well. So went home, laid down in bed. That was about 1:30 or so. And then, so fell asleep. I woke up, and it was about 8 o'clock, I think 8 o'clock. So it was what it said on my phone. And I was totally disoriented. I was having trouble focusing on stuff, having trouble figuring out what was going on. And in my mind, I thought it was 8 o'clock the next morning. I thought I had slept all the way through the night, except for the fact that the sun was setting. So things just didn't make any sense. And anyways, I went out, sat down on my computer out in the kitchen, and Kelly came home from work, and she says, she goes, "You don't look good. Your face is all red, your nose is all red." And I had bought one of those little trigger, where you take your temperature on your forehead. So I got that, and I took my temperature, and it just turned red, and there weren't any numbers. It just flashed red. So Kelly called 911, and an ambulance came out and picked me up and took me to Hoag Hospital. So we got there about 9 o'clock at night. And when I arrived, I had 104 temperature, and my blood pressure was 60/40. And that's extremely dangerous range. I mean, that's bottoming out. And so they didn't really know what to do right at first. So I ended up, and a lot of this is really blurry to me because it was very hard to focus on stuff at the time. But from what the doctors tell me, they went ahead and admitted me, and that would have been Tuesday evening. They admitted me, and then all the way through Wednesday, they couldn't get my blood pressure to come back up. So I was still running down around 60/40. My temperature was fluctuating between 103 and 90 something degrees. It was just going back and forth and back and forth. So what they determined was that I had a bacterial infection, but they weren't sure what it was. So they took all the blood tests on it, and they have to do the cultures, and the cultures take a little time to grow. And so into Thursday morning, I was still down, 60/40 range on my blood pressure, and they were really starting to get worried. I was in what was called the sub ICU, and so they were getting ready to move me to the ICU and put me on machines and see if they could find a way to keep me alive. I guess it was on Wednesday night going into Thursday, they thought they were going to lose me. And so come Thursday, they were going to start putting me on machines to keep me going. And then I finally started to make a turn. Fever broke. My blood pressure started to rise slowly and then started to come up a little bit faster. So by Thursday afternoon, my blood pressure was low. I mean, by normal standards, but I wasn't down in the danger range anymore. I was at, I don't know, like maybe 105 over 80. And so they were okay with that. My temperature was starting to stay below 100. And so they were happy with that. They still had not identified or pinpointed what bacteria it was that caused the problem. So their course of medication on this is just a carpet bomb with antibiotics. So I'm on antibiotic treatment. I did get to come home Saturday afternoon and have been pretty much sleeping since then. But I have a lot of follow-up visits coming up. So anyways, that's where I've been. A little near-death experience. And thank God for all the nurses and the doctors at Hoag Hospital in Newport Beach, all of the care attendants that took care of me. Gosh, it was a scary thing. It really was. But lots of prayers, lots of support. I got Steve and Jack from the cancer crew came by to visit, and then we were able to have a Zoom call, and Brian and Steve Ann jumped on there. And so that was a lot of help. My family, checking on me all the time to see how I was doing. So, lots of support. And so the deal is now I'm home. I have a week to go. I'll get my second, sorry, the brain fog is pretty heavy this morning. I'll get my second chemotherapy treatment next Monday. And so the side effects, we'll start again on that, and we'll just have to let it run its course and see what happens. And then the other thing that started is this, where I don't know if you can see that on the camera. I don't know if that shows up, but okay. So the beard, it's all coming out. So that'll probably, within the week, it'll probably all be gone. I can just reach up and grab clumps of it, and it just comes right out. So I'll be looking like Uncle Fester here soon. So my apologies. I didn't want to get on social media. Honestly, didn't feel like getting on social media while I was at the hospital. And so I wanted to get on here this morning and let you know where I've been. Probably still going to be off social media for a couple of days. I really need to recharge my batteries and see if I can get some energy back, because next Monday is going to be an ass kicker for me. So thank you very much. All the thoughts and prayers, I cannot tell you how much I appreciate those. The aloha, the shaka, the good juju, the positive vibes, everything you guys send my way, I really do appreciate it. Looks like it's going to be a real bumpy road going through the rest of this chemotherapy. And, with God's help and with your support, I'm definitely going to make it through, but I have no illusions. This is not going to be easy or fun, but it is necessary. So we will keep trudging right on through. So thank you very much for those of you that knew I was in there and contacted me. I appreciate that. And for everybody else, don't feel bad. I didn't tell too many people that I was in the hospital, and I asked my family not to spread it around too much. But now that I'm out and I'm on the road to recovery, just thought I'd let you know. So thank you very much, and I will see you on the next video.